Hello world, it's me, Hot Sizzle. Welcome to the YouTube channel of the No Hype Spin Free Zone. I'ma tell you nothing but the truth. Truth must be heard even though it hurts. Yeah. So getting straight into it, what's the dizzle, YouTubers? It's your boy Hot Sizzle once again. I'm gonna be talking about another comparison video between Derrick Rose and Chris Paul, aka CP3. First thing I gotta realize, I don't know if it's apparent to anybody, but did anybody realize Derrick Rose doesn't have a nickname yet? That's kind of odd. Somebody needs to give him a nickname, unless he has a nickname that I don't know about. Somebody knows his nickname, you can just jot it down in the comment box, let me know. But yeah, get us straight into it. CP3 versus D Rose. Who do y'all think is better? I mean, I know the reason why I'm putting out this video is because magically out of nowhere, everybody Chicago Bull fans, now they're Derrick Rose fans. It's just hilarious, man. It's just funny how these people pop up out of nowhere. I have nothing against him. Derrick Rose is a beautiful player to watch. Pause. But you know what I'm saying? I think his game is very pretty to watch. The way he plays, you know, is so smooth, especially when he's on fire. When he's attacking that basket, it looks like he's unstoppable, straight up. So kudos to Derrick Rose on that. Am I the only one that notices similarities between his game and Stephon Marbury? Of course, Stephon Marbury got a better jump shot, but the way they handle the rock, the way they move, the way they just do everything is just so identical. It makes you really wonder, it makes you say history really is repeating itself. You know, that's the beautiful thing about sports. History just looks like it's always repeating itself. So you're never really out of tune with the legends or the people that were, you know, Hall of Famers or retired. But anyway, back on topic as I was digressing. Derrick Rose, CP3. Once again, I don't like to use stats as an end-all be-all when I'm comparing. I think it adds more taste to the argument, stats. But like I said, it doesn't measure team chemistry. It doesn't measure, you know, leadership. It doesn't measure raising your team level of play. It is a lot of stuff it doesn't measure. It does not measure, you know, your effort, you know, hustle, everything. It doesn't. That's why I don't really like to use stats as everything, because anybody can put numbers up. We all know Derrick Rose can put numbers up. If he wants to go out and score 50, he can. Realistically, the man is a scorer. He's not really naturally a point guard, which is why it took him so long to adjust a little bit. I think he's more of a two guard. But, you know, he handles the rock very well, so, you know, kudos to him again. Chris Paul, his game is pure finesse, and it's not simple. It's not simple, but it looks just so easy for him. Like, he doesn't have to make the excessive moves the way Derrick Rose does. You know what I mean? Like, Derrick Rose will go in and out, crossover, and then you just, you know, shake and bake. Fake on the other side, lay up and finish on the other side. You know, that's Derrick Rose type game. Chris Paul game is straight pick and roll. You know, cross over to one side, floater. You know, Derrick Rose can do the same thing, but not as easy and effective as the way as Chris Paul can do it. You know, and I think, like I said, Chris Paul, finesse. Derrick Rose is a beautiful finisher. It's beautiful when attacking the basket, but Chris Paul, the whole court is his, pretty much. And don't get it twisted, both of these guys' crossovers is sick. Who would y'all take? I mean, Chris Paul, man. That's my boy. To be honest, that's my favorite point guard in the NBA. And like I said, I'm not going to be as biased as you guys think, but I'm going to tell you how it is. Would you guys agree that Chris Paul's a better passer than Derrick Rose? I think it's fair to say that, right? Without being biased. I mean, if anybody, like I said, anybody disagree, let me know. Right? I think Chris Paul is a better point guard for the position, right? I do think Derrick Rose can finish at the basket way better than Chris Paul can. I definitely do believe that Derrick Rose can finish at the basket. Like, he's probably the top 10, top 5 in the league that can finish at the basket. So he's definitely better than Chris Paul in that area. I believe Derrick Rose is way more athletic and talented than Chris Paul. But I believe Chris Paul has more skills than Derrick Rose. It may not be by that much. I know you guys is like saying, what? Derrick Rose got mad skills. Yeah. When you're looking at the scoring aspect, but you gotta realize a lot of times Derrick Rose forces up a lot of bad shots because he has a scorer mentality. So it's naturally gonna be like that. The same with Kobe. The same with anybody else. When you are naturally a scorer, you're gonna have usually more turnovers. So that's why I say skillfully, Chris Paul's kind of better because he's more of a pure point guard. So who would I take? Obviously, I'd take Chris Paul. But at the end of the games, like I said, I'm gonna go with Chris Paul because his jump shot is way better than Derrick Rose. He could shoot the 3 ball effective. He could shoot the mid range way better than D Rose. D Rose can get it going when he's hot. Like, he looks like he's unstoppable when he's hot. I would say if I had a chance to choose a hot D Rose, like an on fire D Rose versus a consistent Chris Paul for that one game, I'm going with D Rose, hands down. When D Rose is hot, nobody can guard him. That's point blank. You could triple team him, he's breaking that down. Nobody can guard him. But if I'm going with an 82 season playoff game, I'm going with Chris Paul. There's a couple other factors I want to bring up as well why I say Chris Paul is better. And bear with me. And like I said, this is going to be as unbiased as possible. Chris Paul is on the West. He has been to the playoffs many times and has led his team to the playoffs. When Derrick Rose went to the playoffs for the first couple of times, he actually had a better team than at the time. He had Kirk Heinrich, he had Ben Gordon, Luol Deng, of course. Those were the major factors of why they got so far, especially during the Celtics game. Ben Gordon, who took over. So keep that in mind. If you took Chris Paul out of the team of the New Orleans Hornets, these guys would be trash. Not to say that the Bulls won't be trash, but the Bulls would probably still make it, especially because being on the East with the team they have now. Like I said, Chris Paul has no stars on his team, nobody. And he took them to the playoffs in the West. You got to keep that in mind. In the West. That's harder to make the playoffs in the East. So please keep that in mind. So that's why one of the reasons that stats can't prove that. But Chris Paul, he was a runner-up from MVP. The year he was a runner-up, I believe he should have got it. Kobe should have never got it at all. And that's just not being biased at the time. Kobe Bryant wasn't that much of a valuable asset to his team because his team could have still made the playoffs. The way Chris Paul, put it this way, Chris Paul had a bigger impact that season than Kobe Bryant did. All around, statistically, everything. You took Chris Paul of the team, and they're gonna flop. You took Kobe out of the Lakers that year. I believe it was 08. If you took Kobe out of the Lakers that year, they're still making the playoffs, hands down. With the bigs, Lamar Odom, they're still making the playoffs. But yeah, and mind you, the Hornets was not talked about at all, and Chris Paul definitely turned that franchise around. So you got to keep that in mind as well. But Derrick Rose, what's his secret? A lot of people want to know what's his secret of being so nice. Because realistically, this should be like the way the point guard era is right now. There should be a lot of more D Roses in the league, to be honest. Because a lot of these point guards nowadays are very athletic, like John Wall, Westbrook. Who else? Ty Lawson. I think Ty Lawson's a beast on the low. I think he's very underrated. Yeah, so with that being said, Derrick Rose, his secret, man. You want to know his secret to why he's so good with his footwork? Take a look at this. Yo, that video is hilarious. That footwork is crazy, Derrick Rose. I see you. But no, for real. You want to know his secret? I'm going to tell you his secret. The reason why Derrick Rose is probably one of the most effective point guards in the NBA over Westbrook and all the others is this. It's simply this. Obviously, his ball handling skill. A lot of these point guards in the NBA have the ball handling skills. But the key to what Derrick Rose can do very well is he has the ability to get really, really low on his on right before his break, like when he's about to make his move. He gets very, 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 very low. His lead, I think they did this a breakdown on how low he gets the other day. I'm not sure. I remember seeing it, but he gets so low to the ground, it's ridiculous. Like nobody can, and without hand checking, there's no way a player can sidestep with the quickness of Derrick Rose. This is impossible. That's why I'm still baffled. Like, how are they gonna play NBA hardcore defense without a hand check? It's just ridiculous. But anyway, he gets so low to the ground, and then his change of direction right after him going so low, dribbling the ball low, keeping it under his knees, change of direction, and the ability to read the defender's body before, or anticipating it, I should say, before the defender gets to him, so he can make that change of direction and visualize how he's gonna go for his layup, which is why his effect. That's his secret, pretty much. I know you guys were, wow, you know, that was it. I could have told you that, but yeah, you know, for the people who don't know ball that much, that's his secret. But like I said, CP3 over D Rose. I'm gonna make this statement right now. CP3 is the best point guard in the NBA. Yes, I said it, and I've been saying that since last year. On my Facebook, I've been saying that. Everybody was disagreeing. I had a couple people agreeing with me, but I'm sticking by what I said, and Chris Paul definitely showed it. If you look at the history between the Lakers, we're not going to talk about stats and wins. Overall, the history between Chris Paul and the Lakers, Chris Paul has always given the Lakers problem. This is not the first time. Please remember this. So it looks and appears to see that Derrick Rose is finally on somewhat the level where Chris Paul is at now, because Chris Paul has been doing the same type of game style, breaking defenses down so easily. He doesn't have to go that hard the way Derrick Rose, because Derrick Rose goes hard. And when I say hard, that means he's looking to break the first guy down, the second guy down, the third guy down. Derrick Rose does that. Chris Paul does not, because Chris Paul is more of a passer first, so you're gonna get more simple moves in order to free up for the other man. Chris Paul is more of a better playmaker, I should say, and I firmly do believe that. You know, like I said, if you guys disagree, let me know. But I take Chris Paul. Chris Paul over D Rose. D Rose is better athletically. D Rose is probably quicker than Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a better shooter all around. I would say Chris Paul slightly has a better floater, slightly. D Rose is a better finisher at the basket. Chris Paul has a better three-point shot. I believe D Rose is better at when he's hot than he is when Chris Paul is hot. I will definitely say that. Oh, and please we cannot forget this number one factor. Chris Paul plays way better defense. We're not going to talk about the assist, not the assist or the steals. I don't want to bring up them stats. I'm just looking up straight up at the players and how they play. Because obviously, if we bring up the stats, that Chris Paul will murder him in every category. So I'm not going to do that. Chris Paul, I think he's a better lockdown defender than Derrick Rose. He can anticipate passing lanes. He's very well at that. We're talking about CP3. And as well as, you know, deflecting balls away from players' hands while dribbling or behind the back. And I believe that's a valuable asset as well. So, like I said, guys, let me know what you think. I'll go. I want to make a couple playoff predictions. Please shout out to the OKC versus Nuggets game, the playoff games. This two teams right here is the best team to watch this playoffs right now. You got two hustling teams. You got the Nuggets, who are a bad boy image team with Kenyon Martin and they Kendrick Perkins, Ibaka. I'm watching the game and it's like so much blocks going on. Like, Nene is looking like a porno star out here with how much facials he's giving these guys out here, man. Damn, he's dunking on Ibaka like 2-3 times, Perkins 2-3 times, Kenyon Martin and Ibaka's going at it. These two teams just look like they out to really win something and the rest is letting them play. This is the passion I miss in the NBA. Nobody can refute this. Expect an upset. I think the Nuggets might just end up stealing a spot and beating OKC the whole series. Expect it. I just see the passion in Nuggets, especially with George Karl into the wing, man. I mean, but maybe OKC might close them out every fourth quarter. I don't know, but the passion is beautiful right now. It's the most hype game I've watched this playoff series out of everybody. With that being said, I think the Knicks could steal a game or two. I think the Celtics. Alright, you want to know how I honestly feel? And I'm going to make a lot of bold statements and a lot of bold predictions. I'm going to just go with my heart. And I'm going to just go with my assessments. Because realistically, I should go with what's on paper. But, you know, I'm going to go with how I feel inside. I think the Knicks might end up upsetting Boston. I think we're going to see a lot of upsets this whole playoffs. I think a lot of upsets are about to go down. I think the Lakers and the Hornets might go to Game 6. I think the Lakers might win in 6. Might win in 6. Like I said, the Knicks are going to win the series against Boston. Why I say that is because Rondo. If the Knicks can find some way, somehow, to stop his penetration, Boston has clearly shown they have no offense without running Rondo. They got good matchups between Torioff and guarding Kevin Garnett, and then Amare guarding Jermaine O'Neal. And then, you know, Big Baby Davis, Torioff, same thing. You know what I'm saying? So the matchups is there. It's just, if Stat and Melo can play consistent and go off for this whole series, expect some fire. And damn, shout out to Ray Allen, man. That was a clearly beast shot. It was a misdirection play. Paul Pierce usually gets that ball at the free throw line, and he works his little magic and does his little step back shot for the game winner. That's what Paul Pierce usually does. The Knicks were playing for it. That's why Melo wanted to switch back. The Knicks were playing for that specific Paul Pierce play, but it was a mixed direction because the Knicks were playing for it, but they forgot to guard Ray Allen, who's getting freed himself open. So that's why Ray Allen took that shot. Doc Rivers, genius. Great play. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I caught the misdirection play. That shit was beautiful. Lakers game. The Lakers, like I said, they're going to win 6. Spurs and Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies are going to knock off the Spurs. Ginobili's not playing, man. I just don't see them passing the Spurs anymore. Spurs is finished. They're old. The Mavericks. I think the Mavericks might pull an upset. Meaning, I think, matter of fact, I switch what I'm saying. Not pull an upset, I'm sorry. I meant to say the Blazers is going to pull an upset on the Mavericks. The Blazers have shown all around their defensive. Tyson Chandler has definitely stepped it up, no lie. I must give shout out to him. But Trailblazers is all around, well-built team. And I believe defense wins the game, and overall Trailblazers got a better defense. So I'm going to go with the Trailblazers in 6. So that's the upset number 2. So we got the Knicks upset. We're going to have the Nuggets upset. I think the Nuggets and the OKC might go to Game 7. I think OKC is going to defend their home court, but I think the Nuggets might just steal it at the last Game 7. So that's upset number 2. Then I got the upset with the Spurs and Grizzlies. Then I'm going to have the upset with the Trailblazers. I know I'm making some bold statements, but like I said, I'm a controversial guy. If you guys disagree, I want you to jot it down. Please keep the comments clean. If you disagree, you disagree. I don't want to hear no yo, this nigga's a dickhead. None of that shit. To be honest, you're gonna get straight blocked. Is it worth it to just put one comment and be disrespectful? It's not worth it. But I am a controversial guy. I like to debate. If you guys want to go head to head with me, pause. We could definitely debate on the comments. I love to communicate with people. So, like I said, we got, what's that, 5 or 4 upsets? I believe 4 upsets, right? With that being said, of course Miami Heat is going to win, so I'm not going to talk about Miami. Atlanta Hawks is going to upset. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Atlanta Hawks is going to upset Orlando. Yes, I said it. Or even though Dwight Howard is beasting, they just don't got that presence no more. Rashard Lewis, he's gone. Like, a lot of the stuff they had is just gone. The chemistry gone. Let's believe this. They haven't found a new chemistry yet. It's a shame because I was looking forward to it. But they haven't found the chemistry yet for Orlando, so I believe Atlanta's going to win in 6. So that's the upset number 5, right? The Heat's obviously going to advance. Pacers and Bulls. I think the Pacers is going to wear down the Chicago Bulls interior, meaning Boozer and Noah, with Hibbert and Tyler Hansbrough. We've seen a glimpse of what these guys can do. A glimpse. This is playoff basketball. The fix was in on the Chicago Bulls. That's the reason why they won. Derrick Rose was 19 for 21 single-handedly at the free throw line. That is ridiculous. He shot, I think, the same amount of attempts as the whole entire Pacers. Give me a fucking break. The fix was in. Sorry, the Chicago Bulls. The truth must be heard even though it hurts. The fix was in. Derrick Rose is your MVP, so they're not going to let shit go down like that. The guy clearly played horrible, but like I said, Chicago was going to still win because overall their defense is beast. But I think this game might go to Game 7. I know you guys don't agree, but I think Pacers is talented enough to bring it to Game 7. So I don't think I missed any teams besides that. But like I said, this is your boy Hot Sizzle. I'm signing out. This is the No Hype Spin Free Zone. Thank you for watching my channel, my videos. Like I said, the truth must be heard, even though it hurts. You guys have a blessed day. Stay tuned for my next video.